Alright, so today we're going to be doing a few things, guys. For one, we're going to be taking a look at a wonder weapon combo that just got me through the Dark Aether incredibly easy. If you guys are looking for a really easy way to build up some of those legendary items, we definitely got you covered here. We're going to be running with the VR11, and we're going to be running with the Wonder Waff, and we're going to be going into the Season 2 Reloaded Dark Aether. I feel like the Wonder Waff is usually slept on a lot, but this wonder weapon is honestly excellent. I also want to go over the Dark Aethers today and give you guys my opinion on which one is the best one. With that, if you guys are into daily zombie videos or anything Call of Duty, consider rocking the hell out of that like button for me and subscribing to the channel. We just hit 17,000 subscribers and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the insane support lately. We're gonna get into everything about this run, but really quick, I do need to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor. If you guys are looking to unlock the new MW3 camos such as Interstellar or Borealis, or possibly even play in some bot lobbies or get all the best schematics in Modern Warfare zombies, then be sure to check out Midge Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable sellers with heaps of brand new offerings for MW3 with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. With thousands of great reviews on Trustpilot, you guys should definitely check them out. Be sure to use code REALG at checkout for 5% off your entire order for a limited time only. As you guys can see, we are in the Season 2 Reloaded Dark Aether, and this Dark Aether, honestly, I think is probably the easiest one for you guys to complete. I also think that it gives the best rewards for your efforts. I don't know about you guys, but I've went into the original Dark Aether several times over the last couple of days just trying to build up some of those good items, and for some reason, the loot out of that Dark Aether has not been in my favor lately. I do have to say, I feel like no matter which Dark Aether that I go into, out of one of the contracts, I at least get a flawless crystal or a legendary ether tool. I think that's kind of something that they've been trying to do after Season 3 Reloaded. Don't quote me on that though, it could just be entirely my luck. This game is pure RNG, so just keep that in mind. Especially if you guys like to play solo like I do, trying to attempt to do the original Dark Aether is incredibly difficult. To go through a lot of that effort just to get completely shafted on some of the rewards out of the contracts kind of sucks. Maybe it's the fact that these contracts inside of this Dark Aether aren't as difficult, so when they do end up not giving you the best loot, it doesn't feel so bad. But honestly, I do gotta say, almost every time that I've came into this Dark Aether specifically, I've come out with some really good loot. At least I end up exfilling with a few of the things that I came in here looking for. All the contracts inside of this Dark Aether are really incredibly straightforward. Like, you got the HVT, and that's probably going to be the most difficult one if you're running solo, but if you bring a jug, or if you have like the VR11, you should be easy and good to go. You will get some random HVTs sometimes, like the Mimic and the Manglers and whatnot, but most of the time, like for me, 9 times out of 10, I usually always get the Mega Abomination. Luckily, I did get the Mimic on this run though. But out of our first contract there, we ended up getting a Mega Holding, and I'm definitely going to take that. That's one of the things I really wanted. And then we did get a Crystal, but I'm just going to leave that. Like with the other 2 contracts, you got the Aether Extractors, and those are really easy. Just bring in some decoys, and I would maybe try to bring in a couple spares just to make sure that you're good to go. That way you have some extra ones to toss out at the end. Now, I do have a really big tip for these Aether Extractors that'll definitely save you guys not only some time, but it might save you from going down. You guys don't actually have to hold on the button to get those Aether Extractors activated. You can just walk up and double tap the button really fast. Even if you have to hit it like 3 times, just rapidly hit that button and the Aether Extractors will activate. Now you can actually do the same thing with the PND on the next holdout mission. And there we go, I said holdout again. Outlast, the Outlast contract. Oh man, I've been thinking about Outbreak lately. I need to go back and play that game again, honestly. Definitely be getting really hyped up for the next Black Ops, so that might be a good idea to go back, get a little refresher. Let me know down in the comment section, guys, what has been your favorite Black Ops game. There is a part of me that does want to say Black Ops 2, because I do have some really fond memories on that game, but if I want to be honest with myself, I think I really got to give it to Black Ops 3. It's the sheer amount of time that I put into that game, not only in zombies, but also on the multiplayer side of things, and then just, you know, with Zombie Chronicles that came later, and not only that, that game just, it lasted for what, like 3-4 years? They just continuously were adding content to it. Yeah, that game definitely just got a ridiculous amount of playtime out of me and my friends. So I know jetpacks are like a very controversial thing in like the Call of Duty scene, but I really liked them in that game. I think they worked really well. I think Black Ops 3 really perfected like the movement and everything right in that era, where it wasn't too absolutely crazy, but the jetpacks still worked like they were supposed to. You definitely weren't doing like those crazy strafing moves like they were doing in Advanced Warfare. Personally, I think seeing another jetpack Call of Duty at some point in time down the line would be a cool thing, but I don't know. I think some fans might not really like that very much. But as you guys can see, we used that tap method all through those Aether Extractor contracts, and they ended up giving us some pretty good loot. We ended up out with another Mega Holding, and then we got that Elder Sigil, which that's what I really wanted by coming in here. We're on our way over to the Outlast contract, and this is where the Wonder Waff is gonna shine, because this thing is great for crowd control. I edited this part out, but I accidentally called the Aether Bunnies Easter Bunnies. Oh my god. If you guys see me meleeing these bunny contracts, it's because if you melee them, that's actually gonna cancel the animation, and it's just gonna be able to get you to get on your way quicker. Also, I have seen the comments of some people saying that they have fallen off of the building after grabbing that contract, so so it'll save you from maybe doing that as well. If you guys noticed when I activated the P&D, I was able to do the same thing, just walk up to it and tap that button a bunch of times and it should just activate it right away. This wonder weapon combo was absolutely amazing in here. The VR11 does really good for taking out that HVT if you didn't bring in a jug, and then this wonder waff is really good for doing this Outlast contract. You can't just use the VR11 too and be changing a bunch of zombies and stuff, and they will be creating some decoys and helping you out a bit, but you are still going to be having to deal with some zombies here and there. If you are running with only strictly the VR11, I would recommend bringing in a few decoys if you're doing this contract. It just makes it a little bit easier. One of the things that I've figured out by doing my no weapons runs is that if you guys want to do this, and if you're bringing in a few decoys, and if you just want to keep all of these zombies off you completely, just throw out a decoy and they last for 8 seconds, so count down to 7 and then toss out your next one. If you guys end up bringing in enough of them, you might not have to deal with any zombies at all while you're in here. If you guys haven't seen those videos of me completing the Dark Aethers without a weapon, you should definitely check them out. They're up on my channel. This one is definitely by far the easiest one to do it in though. And the newest Dark Aether, man, I really just don't know what it is. I'm not really a fan of it. Like, I like the area that it's set in, and I don't really mind the contracts, to be perfectly honest. I just don't think it's really worth it at the end of the day for the rewards that you end up getting. Now, I do think that the Sergeant's Beret is really cool, and I think that is actually one of the things I was actually really surprised of, because you get that soldier guy that ends up following you to the end of the match, and he is really strong, like stronger than the dog originally was before they nerfed it. Now the friendly Hellhound actually sucks. That thing just dies off instantly no matter where you take it. The Sergeant's Beret actually ended up blowing me away. Like, this guy will follow you to the end of the match. It's kind of crazy. The only thing that I don't think that he will do is revive you, because I've went down quite a few times around him and I don't think he ends up picking you up. So that is one thing that the Hellhound will do that this guy won't. The other items just don't really fully seem worth it to me. I don't know, maybe once there's a bunch of testings done with the dead wire detonators. I don't know. I know they're pretty cool on like the RGL, and they're also pretty good on like the crossbow. I have tried both of these out and they are pretty good, but they're not like completely game changing or anything. While the golden gas mask is pretty cool, it just kind of doesn't seem like it has a big use, to be perfectly honest. Like, if you're doing the red worm, you're going to be in the gas the entire time no matter what, and you're going to have to fix it anyways. And even if you're out on like the big map clearing out strongholds and stuff, and if your gas mask is getting low, just walk over to the ammo station and fix it. I mean, I don't really understand the point. I mean, I guess I do, but it just seems a little, you know, it just seems kind of lame, to be honest. And once you've unlocked the blueprint from fighting the secret Easter egg boss, well, there's not really much else to do, and there's really no more purpose to go in there. I mean, unless you really want to farm up some of those things, I guess then it could be worth it, but then again, it's just like, I don't know, man. It just seems like it's a pretty damn difficult Dark Aether, especially if you're a solo player, for the type of rewards that it gives you. Now, don't get me wrong, they did make this Dark Aether a little bit harder, but the loot that you get out of this one, like the VR11s, the MAGA holdings, like, I mean, even the Bloodburner key, it all feels like it is better than what we got out of the new one. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys were thinking. How has the loot been lately for you guys for coming into the Dark Aethers? I don't know, for me, seems like right now the Season 2 Reloaded Dark Aether is still giving out the best loot, even though I do think that the Aether Blade and the Golden Armor and the stuff out of the original Dark Aether is better. It seems like those acquisitions have been a little bit more rare, and that Dark Aether is a lot harder. That is going to be about it, guys. I appreciate everybody that took time out to check out the video. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you so very much. If you guys did enjoy it, please do consider rocking the hell out of that like button for me, like I said earlier, and subscribe to the channel, guys. We are getting so close to that 20,000 subscriber goal. Again, thank you guys very much. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.